Hey everybody, this is Dr. Eccles. I want to wish everybody the happy holiday season that's coming up, but I do want to talk to you today about blood sugar dysregulation to be exact. You know, in the last 10 to 20 years, people having blood sugar problems has just skyrocketed. I mean, the incidence of diabetes in our country today is just unprecedented. So we're having more blood sugar issues than we've ever had before. And the sad part of this is that it's all preventable. Now, you know, I think a lot of this actually started way back when there was a low-fat craze. And you may remember that years ago they started talking about how we need to stop eating saturated fat and we need to get the fat out of our diet because it's causing heart disease. Well, now the research is showing that that's just absolutely not true. And as a matter of fact, fat is what contains the nutrients that we need for our bodies. So, but what happened was when people started taking the fat out of food, guess what they put in it? Sugar and grains and carbohydrates and processed foods. And when that happened, our blood sugar started to get dysregulated. Now, the way our bodies basically work, I won't go into a whole lot of detail because it's kind of boring, but basically when we eat food and it goes down into our stomach and it gets mixed up and then it goes into the small intestine, it's absorbed into the body and it's used as sugar or glucose. And in response to that, of course, our pancreas starts to produce insulin, which takes that sugar that's in our cells or rather in the bloodstream, and it puts it into the cells. Now, what can happen is if we start overloading our body with refined carbohydrates, our pancreas has to work overtime. It starts to put out more and more insulin, and then our bodies actually start to get kind of resistant to that insulin. So now it won't let any more sugar in our bodies, and that sugar keeps circulating through our bodies, and then it eventually just turns into fat. So these blood sugar disorders and type 2 diabetes, these are preventable by just strictly your diet alone. And I wouldn't go necessarily by the American Diabetic Association. I think their numbers are a little off. The way we need to do this is to start getting the refined carbohydrates down. Now, when I say refined carbohydrates, I'm talking about things like breads, pastas, sugar, sugary drinks, anything like that. I'm not talking about good green leafy vegetables because those are carbohydrates too, but they've got lots of fiber in there and they're actually really helpful for stabilizing our blood sugar. So, just how important is getting our blood sugar stabilized? Let me tell you, when I get a person that comes in here, getting their blood sugar stabilized is probably the most important thing I can do unless they have anemia. If they've got anemia, then we have to fix that first, but if they've got adrenal problems or digestive problems or any of that stuff, if we don't get their blood sugar stabilized, none of that other stuff is going to matter because this is where it all starts. It starts with our blood sugar. So keeping a blood sugar that's nice and level throughout the day is going to be important. And how do we do that? Well, first of all, we're going to eliminate the things that cause a spike in our blood sugar. So if you're getting up in the morning and you're having a bowl of cereal and drinking some orange juice and maybe a piece of toast, that's the equivalent of just eating about a whole bowl full of sugar. And it's really spiking that blood sugar up. What we want to start focusing on is more protein, like meat and eggs, and then lots of green, healthy vegetables. The more colorful our vegetables we can. When I'm talking about vegetables, I'm not talking about potatoes and rice. I'm talking about green, leafy vegetables like spinach and the cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower and carrots. And all the different vegetables, bell peppers, mushrooms, all of those, as much as we can. And then a little bit lighter on the fruits. We want you to eat at least twice as many vegetables as you eat fruits. And speaking of fruits, I want you to lean a little bit more heavily toward the berries. Berries are much lower in sugar than some of the other fruits that we have. But you're also getting that fiber in there. I don't want you to drink fruit juice because they've taken all the fiber out. There's nothing in there but just sugar. So those are some helpful hints too. Now, in my programs that I have here and in my wellness center, we coach people on how to keep their blood sugar in check. But one of the things we've done is we've put people on just a real simple 10-day blood sugar program. And what this does is, for 10 days, it really helps to to keep you eating in the correct way, and we give you things to help support and cleanse the body. If you're having a weight issue, in those 10 days you're definitely going to drop some pounds, but we're also going to be able to get your blood sugar stabilized. And another thing this does so much is it actually teaches you to eat in a real balanced way so that you're not having those blood sugar spikes. When you start having blood sugar problems, you're going to suffer from things like fatigue and headaches and weight gain around the middle area, afternoon headaches, tiredness in the afternoon, problems sleeping. All of these difficulties can, also irritability and being shaky sometimes, and then you have to run and get a candy bar. All of those are signs of blood sugar dysregulation and a precursor to diabetes. So if you're having any of those symptoms, we really need to address those right away. But we have a simple 10-day program that really helps to stabilize those blood sugar. If you're having sugar cravings or carb cravings, know that you have a blood sugar problem. That's the only reason you would be having those cravings is because you have a blood sugar problem. Luckily, we have at our disposal some wonderful supplements and herbs to help completely eliminate those carb cravings. So give us a call at the office if you'd like to participate. This is a great time of the year, sometime between Thanksgiving and Christmas to do this, or at the first of the year, but any time is actually a good time. So feel free to give us a call at the office or look on my website, www.jeffechols.com. See what information you can glean there. But we look forward to seeing you in the future, and I hope this certainly helps. Bye.